Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to In the City episode 6. It's Sunday morning and we're starting off this morning with Kimberly just clearing out the fridge and she's about to grab herself some breakfast. She's not looking very happy this morning, as you can see. That is just because she's so incredibly hungry. So she has made herself some fresh fruit and a smoothie mix and she's going to sit and eat that before making Aurora some breakfast. Today is Mother's Day, so Kimberly and Aurora are going to be heading over to Kimberly's dad's house to have a family meal together and also maybe go for a walk together and spend the day together. It's also going to be a day for them to reflect on Kimberly's mum, who did sadly pass away. So that is what we're going to be getting up to this Sunday. Aurora is still asleep, but I'm going to get her to wake up because I would like her to come and go to the potty, but I think first I'm going to wait for the repair service employee to leave the bathroom so then Aurora can go and use the potty. But they were just fixing our dryer because it did break. They're leaving now, so I'm going to get Aurora to come in here and use the potty, and then after that she can grab her breakfast. And I am going to get Kimberly to make her some breakfast now. I did actually download this baby food steamer which has a load of different recipes for infants and also toddlers as well. So I think this morning we are going to make this bear pancake for Aurora to eat for her breakfast. We don't need to be at Kimberly's dad's house until 1 PM, so we still have some time this morning to get on with some stuff. So Kimberly may do some work or play with Aurora. I'm not too sure yet, depends on what she needs to do. But Aurora has finished in the bathroom, but she has made a bit of a mess, so we're going to have to clean that up. We'll come and put Aurora down and she can eat her breakfast. And then I think I will get Kimberly to just quickly come and clean the bathroom up, put some laundry on in the washing machine as well. Kimberly's just heading outside to take the trash out, and honestly I think as she walks out there she's probably going to do a bit of a run and run back inside because she doesn't want to bump into Isaac. Since their date night in the last episode, Kimberly hasn't really talked to Isaac very much. To be honest, probably not at all. She hasn't really known what to say to him or what to do about the situation, so she's kind of just been avoiding him a bit. I think also she may be avoiding him because she does feel slightly bad, as at the end of last episode 2 you will see that she kind of had a thing going on with Aiden as well. She was feeling really upset and went to Aiden for some support, but things got a little bit heated with them two and some stuff happened. So I think she is kind of trying to avoid the both of them right now, and she doesn't really know what to do about the situation, but right now she's just focusing on the dinner at her dad's house house today. Aurora is all ready to go to Carlos's house though this afternoon. I think Kimberly is going to get herself ready in a second as well. Just as Kimberly was getting ready, we just got a pop-up that Isaac is going to come and visit. So maybe he sent her a message. Maybe he is a bit concerned as to why she hasn't really been talking to him recently. But I think that she is going to hear a knock at the door, and I think she's going to kind of freeze and be like, I don't know what to do. Do I go and answer it? Should I just pretend that I'm not home? Kimberly though is going to answer the door. So she's going to come outside and she's just going to come over and talk to Isaac. Looks like they're actually going to head into the hallway. I think Isaac is just going to kind of be like, hey, are you okay? You've been quite quiet since the other night. I haven't really heard much from you, any calls or anything. I just wanted to make sure you were okay, still alive. Nothing happened, nothing bad happened, right? And I think that Kimberly is going to kind of just have a smile on her face and be like, no, of course I haven't been ignoring you. I'm so sorry. I've just been so busy with work and everything. But no, you did nothing wrong. You did absolutely nothing wrong. It's just all on me. I think Isaac is going to kind of say, okay, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. And I think he is going to kind of suggest them getting together again at some point, maybe heading on another date. And I feel like even though Kimberly can be quite a stubborn person, and also I feel like she will put herself first in a lot of situations, I feel like for the people that she likes and the people that she loves and cares about, I think she would always put them first. So I feel like in this situation, even though right now she wants to say no to Isaac, Kimberly's gonna say, that would be great, I'd love to. Maybe we could head to the park, or what about the gym? A gym date could be fun. And I think Kimberly is mostly gonna recommend that because she kind of wants a date where they're not gonna have to make too much conversation right now. And I think Isaac is gonna say, the gym? Okay, if that's what you want to do, we can head to the gym. We haven't been on a gym date yet, so I guess so. I just paused the game, and I think this face accurately represents how Kimberly is feeling about the situation. She's smiling, but very awkwardly. I think though Kimberly is going to kind of mention the time and be like, I have to go, I'm so sorry, I was meant to arrive at my dad's house half an hour ago. So they're going to say goodbye to one another. Isaac's going to head off. Kimberly's waving goodbye already, and we'll catch up with Isaac again soon. But we are going to go and grab Aurora because we do need to head over to Kimberly's dad's house now. So I'll meet up with them when they do arrive. We have now arrived over at Carlos's apartment. Kimberly is going to come over and give her dad a big hug and just say, hi dad, how are you? I'm starving. When is food going to be ready? Aurora is also going to run over to her granddad and come and give him a hug as well and talk about favourite food. I feel like she would also talk about the food as well, as Kimberly has brought it up. Kimberly has come to sit down, and so has Carlos, so I think they are gonna talk about the dinner. I think Carlos is gonna talk about the food that he's got the caterer to prepare. He hasn't cooked it himself. I think Carlos is going to ask Kimberly how it's been going recently, asking her about work, just the usual conversations that they have. And I think this moment as they talk, Kimberly is actually going to bring up Isaac, which I didn't think she would be doing to her dad this soon. But I think because she's having a bit of trouble with talking to Isaac at the moment and kind of sharing her feelings with people, she isn't going to tell her dad the full story, but I think she is just going to say, oh, actually, I've been meaning to tell you that I've been talking to this guy. His name's Isaac and we're neighbours actually, and I've been getting to know him. We actually went out on a date to a restaurant. I think Carlos's eyes are going to kind of widen a bit and be like, oh, that's great. And then I think he's going to say, so when will I be able to meet this Isaac? And I think Kimberly is going to say, at some point, Dad, we're only in the early stages of talking to one another. If you do ever meet him though, please be kind. And I think Carlos is going to say, what do you mean? Of course I will. And I think as Carlos gets up, he's going to kind of say, of course I wouldn't. I never did it to Aiden. And I think Kimberly is just going to kind of say, okay, Dad. But she is going to head to the bathroom because she really needs to go. It's now time for everyone to tuck into the dinner and eat. They are going to sit and enjoy it. I think as they talk at the dinner table, they are actually going to spend the conversation talking about Kimberly's mum, talking about Aurora, and just talking about all the great times that they had with her when she was alive and all the great things that they did with her. Probably saying funny things about when she did this and when she did that and when we did this and that. It also looks like Carlos is talking to Aurora, and I think she is going to ask a few questions about her grandmother as well. She's getting older now, so I feel like she's starting to get a bit more of an understanding, and Carlos is probably talking to Aurora about it and saying how amazing her grandmother was. And as they talk, it does make Kimberly feel very inspired. I think that these two like to keep the memory of Aurora alive, and even though it's a very solemn part of their life, it does make them feel very happy and a bit bittersweet when talking about Kimberly's mother and Carlos's wife. If we do have time, they will head to the park, but it is 7 p.m. already, so I'm not too sure if we're going to have time to, so they did just spend some time reflecting on Aurora whilst eating dinner. As they talk though, Carlos is going to say, of course we can't forget about the one mother in the room, and of course he is hinting towards Kimberly as this Mother's Day is also for her. So Carlos is going to come over and give a gift for Kimberly. I would like to say that Aurora is handing over this, so just pretend this is Aurora in Carlos's place, but unfortunately I can't get Aurora to give that to her, but she did give her a flower that she did pick at her dad's house. As we know, at the beginning of the series, they did plant a few flowers in Aiden's garden. So I think Aurora is just explaining that that's where she got the flower from Dad's garden, and she picked the perfect one for her for Mother's Day. And I think Carlos gave her a present as well that had something in, like a spa voucher or something like that. That would definitely be up Kimberly's street. But as you can see, it's definitely made her very happy. So she's also just giving her dad a big hug as well. It's now a bit later on in the evening and everyone is just chilling out after the meal. Carlos and Aurora are playing together and Kimberly is just sitting and watching some TV. I think in a second though, Carlos is going to come and sit down. He's probably very worn out from playing with Aurora. I think though, as Kimberly sits there watching TV, she is just going to feel a bit of a drop in her stomach and a bit of a wave of nausea. I think she's kind of thinking, I don't really feel too good. I hope that I'm okay. I think she's going to kind of brush it off. She's probably just thinking that she's eaten too much, that maybe it was just the fish. I'm sure there was nothing wrong with it, but maybe it just didn't sit right in my stomach. But she's going to kind of get up and head to the bathroom, and she's just going to take a moment, but that moment isn't going to really end very well for her, and I think she is kind of thinking, what is going on? Kimberly is just cleaning herself up. I think though she is going to kind of look up in the mirror, and as you can see, she's looking quite angry. From her high maintenance trait, this has now made her feel like it is the worst day ever. I think though she is going to try and calm herself down before she does head back out there. She's going to be like, it's okay Kimberly, just calm down. You're probably overthinking everything right now. I'm probably not sick, I'm probably fine. The fish probably just didn't sit right with me, but also I don't need to get angry, it's all good. So after kind of hiding her anger and calming herself down, she's going to head it back outside. By the looks of it though, Carlos and Aurora haven't suspected anything. They're having a great conversation. I think though Kimberly is going to come over here and just say to her dad, hey dad, I think it's time that we get heading off now. The meal was lovely and it was really nice to spend some time with you as well. I think Carlos is going to say, I'm so glad that you had a lovely afternoon. We'll catch up again soon, okay? He's giving her double hugs, of course. I think Carlos is also going to say to Kimberly, are you okay? You're looking a bit under the weather. And I think Kimberly is going to say, what do you mean? I think she's going to kind of act a bit surprised and be like, I feel fine, Dad. And Carlos is going to say, okay, I was just checking you're okay, that's all. And Kimberly is going to say, of course, I'm fine. But it's time that they do get heading home now. So they are going to get going. I'm not too sure where Aurora's heading. She's headed through the bathroom to head outside. But we will meet up with these two again when they do arrive back home at their apartment. We have now arrived home and Kimberly is just putting Aurora to bed, and then she is going to head straight to sleep herself because she is super tired. I think Kimberly is just going to try and forget about what happened this evening at her dad's house and just brush it off. I feel like she would be overthinking the situation a bit. One side of her head is probably panicking and wondering what's going on, as usually this doesn't really happen to Kimberly, but then the other part of her head is kind of saying, don't worry, you're just overreacting. You're probably completely fine and just need some sleep. So that's exactly what Kimberly is going to do. She's going to get some sleep and then wake up in the morning, hopefully feeling quite refreshed. So we will catch up with her again when she does wake up. It's now the next morning and we are starting off with Kimberly not looking too happy. She has been laying in bed for hours on her back with her eyes open, just thinking still about the situation last night and what she should do. I think she's been laying there thinking about all the ways that she's been feeling, been thinking. I think as she is thinking about things, puzzle pieces are starting to slot together in her mind. So I feel like as she is laying there, her eyes have kind of widened and she is kind of gonna dart up out of bed and run to the bathroom. So Kimberly is gonna take a deep breath, compose herself and take a pregnancy test. As she's been lying in bed and for the last 2 hours overthinking the situation, she was kind of thinking how she felt sick last night, how she's been really hungry and how she doesn't usually feel like that. Also a couple of other weird things that she's been feeling and experiencing. And then I think she is going to remember that the other night she saw Isaac and they went on a date and they went back to his apartment. And then I think she is going to kind of think, oh no, am I pregnant? I think she'd still be thinking in her head, no, I don't think so, but she's going to do the test anyway and wait for it. And by the shocked look on her face, I think she may have found out that she is pregnant. In this moment, I don't think Kimberly really knows how to react. I don't know if she knows to be really happy, really sad, stressed. I think she's feeling a bit of every emotion. Kimberly is going to kind of look at herself in the mirror and just be like, what is going on? I'm pregnant. I can't be pregnant. Surely not. This has to be fake. Maybe I should just do another one just to check. But I think she is thinking in her head, I need to tell Isaac. How am I going to tell Isaac? We've only just started dating. What am I going to do? I can't just put news on him like this. I think as she continues to clean up, she is then also gonna just stop cleaning up and freeze for a second and just be like, Aiden. I also saw Aiden. I also got with Aiden. So she's thinking in her head, is this baby Isaac's baby or Aiden's baby? Because she did see Isaac and Aiden, I think, not even 24 hours apart from each other. So I think she's going to be thinking in her head, I don't know who the father is. And neither do we. I think she's going to go back to her classic trying to calm herself down in the mirror. I don't really know what she would be saying to herself in this moment. One thing I know she is going to do for sure though is she's going to want to go and talk to one of her friends, and I think the first friend that is going to come into her mind is Heather. So I think she's going to think, I need to head to Heather's apartment, I need to go and talk to Heather. I think she would feel the safest talking to Heather about the situation, and I think she does need to talk to someone because she can't keep this to herself. Also, I can get her to check her baby bump, which is so cute. So I think though she is just going to take a second to kind of look at her bump in the mirror and just kind of think to herself, this is kind of crazy, and also be thinking to herself a bit, what have I done? She is going to head into Aurora's room though and be like, good morning, sweetie. And she's going to say to Aurora, we're going to head to Heather's this morning. We're going to head to Auntie Heather's house. Mummy needs to go around there to do some work bits, okay? And Aurora is going to come with us because she doesn't have a preschool today. So we're going to get her dressed. Kimberly is also going to get dressed too. I think she's probably going to wear this outfit, an outfit that is going to hide her bump the most, even though it's not too big at the moment. So I don't think that it would actually be too visible, but I think she would be a bit worried that it would be showing. But she is going to grab everything that she needs to, everything for Aurora, and we're going to head over to Heather's apartment because she really needs to talk to someone about this right now. We have arrived outside of Heather and Esme's apartment, so we're going to head on in. As Harper has opened the door, Kimberly has just come on in and been like, I need to talk to you. Also, I just realised I think I've been calling Harper Heather, so I do apologise about that. Her name is Harper. I think Harper is going to be a bit taken back by that because Kimberly doesn't really talk or act like that towards Harper. So I think she's going to be like, oh, okay, come in. So Harper's going to say, okay, come take a seat. We can sit and talk. Harper's going to say, so like, what's going on? And I think that Kimberly's going to be like, I've got something really bad to tell you. Okay, well, maybe it isn't really bad. I don't know how I feel about it. Kimberly's going to say, so something's kind of happened. And Harper is going to be like, what do you mean with work? Something bad happened with work? No, it's got nothing to do with the work. I don't really know how to say this or really how to talk about it, but I just knew that I needed to come over to you. And I think as Kimberly says that, she is going to kind of get quite upset and kind of maybe start crying a bit, welling up a bit. Kimberly is going to say, well, I guess I should just come out and say it. Well, I'm pregnant. And by Harper's face, as you can see, she is very shocked by this. Never in a million years did Harper think that Kimberly was going to fall pregnant, and neither did Kimberly. I don't think anyone will. I think Harper is going to be a bit like, what? I think Kimberly is going to say, I can't believe this has happened, Harper. I don't know what to do. And I think Harper being Harper, she's going to be like, it's okay. It's fine. You know, everything's going to be fine. I'm here for you. All your friends are here for you. Your dad's going to be here for you. And I think Kimberly is going to say, I know, I just don't know what to do. I can't believe this has happened. This wasn't on the cards. I'm kind of shocked. Harper's going to kind of say, just run through everything with me from start to finish. And I think Kimberly is just going to explain what happened. And I think she's going to say, well, I took a pregnancy test this morning and it came back positive. I'd been getting a few pregnancy symptoms, but I just didn't really put it down to anything until I was laying there for about 2 hours last night in bed, and everything started to piece together in my head, and I took a test and it came back positive, and I just came straight here. I think Harper is just going to kind of listen and be like, oh, okay. And I think she's gonna say, can I ask a question? Is it rude of me to ask, but is Isaac the father? You did fill me in with a few details, Kimberly, that night, but clearly not all of them. And Kimberly is gonna kind of say, well, I'm not sure. Harper is going to say, what do you mean you're not quite sure? I don't think she expected Kimberly to say that. Kimberly is going to say, well, I immediately was like, I need to tell Isaac. What am I going to say to Isaac? I'm sure he didn't expect a baby. But then I remembered, and something that I didn't tell you is actually when I went to pick Aurora up the next day, me and Aiden kind of, and I think Harper is going to pick up exactly what she's saying and be very shocked by that. And Kimberly is going to say, yeah, so I don't actually know who the father is. And now I don't know what to do. And that is where I'm going to be leaving today's episode off, on the biggest cliffhanger ever. Although we know that Kimberly is pregnant, we have no idea who the father of this baby is. Is it Isaac's baby? Is it Aiden's baby? Kimberly has definitely narrowed it down to them two people, and they are the only possible people that this baby's father could be. I think Kimberly is going to sit here with Harper for a bit longer and just figure out what to do and who to talk to next, because she's going to have to decide and make a decision very, very soon, as she's not going to be able to hide the fact that she's pregnant forever. But let me know in the comment section of today's video, what do you think Kimberly is going to do? Who do you think is the father of the baby? And let me know what you think Kimberly should do, or how you think she is going to go about this situation. But other than that, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I really hope that you did enjoy it. I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!